Allison Ward. Salty Cat. I heard that name and I thought, I don't know, salty makes me think of pirates or fishermen or something. I thought, where does this name come from? So I was at the big pet conference convention and I thought, okay, there's 10,000 booths. Maybe I'll find this brand new company. Maybe I won't. And they were having a media tour. And they were going to take a few people from the media, which is basically me and seven underage influencers. I'm exaggerating, but I mean, that's the nature of the media today. But I'm like, I need to know more about what's going on in the cat world. It was going to be new companies, new ideas, trends. So clomping around, you do 10,000 steps every 30 minutes. And there's this adorable booth filled with enthusiastic young women like, this is Salty Cat. I'm here. And I'd already heard of you. So I was fascinated because I thought, why do you start a brand new cat food and cat treat and cat supplement company in a very crowded marketplace? All these big name players, all these wannabes, would be's. I got the great new idea. Tell me how you had the courage, the moxie, the whatever you might want to call it, to say, no, I think I have something here that's special.
Absolutely. It all started, I think, a lot of we existed as under the umbrella of Pet Crew. And now we focus on our hero brand, which is Salty Cat. And like many pet brands or any company that existed pre-pandemic and also survived the pandemic, you had to have some sort of change. Nothing is the same since the pandemic.
Right.
And for us, we were creating really cool advent calendars and in and out products, and it was fun and we enjoyed it. But then during the pandemic, I was unsure about my own household income. And so I started to spend down. What I was feeding my cat ended up making my cat
Oh,
very sick. And so
oh,
it was a opportunity, a market opportunity fit. And so I got on the horn and I called. I searched for all of I had a side job over the pandemic. I was driving truck
oh
for
my God, that's
yeah.
wild.
So I was on call. I was 6 months pregnant, and it was for a whole PPE project, organizing Amish labor, and working with 122 Amish families to sew medical gowns,
Oh,
and
come on.
working
Seriously.
pet crew at night. Yeah. And so it was one of those things where I'm like, I had one product and it sold super well. Medical gowns, PPE medical gowns, and we could help out during that period of time. And it occurred to me, I spent down in order to save money for our household. And then, but my cat got the brunt end of it and got not a little sick, very sick. And so I was like, what is in this? And that's when it really started to take off. Like one hero product brand of cat food. And my cat is a salty cat. He's very like spicy. He's sweet
Oh,
too, but he
that's what
also
salty
will,
means. That's really
yeah.
cute.
And so I called every canning facility in America, and then I went through Canada, and I got off to the western coast of Canada on Nanaimo Island, and there was off the ocean a facility that's like we can only do like saltwater fish products for and make cat food. So it made sense
Really?
for a little salty cat, the tongue in cheek, but also coming from the
Oh,
ocean, fish from the ocean.
this is
Mm.
fascinating. So wait, let's just get clear. Your story is really compelling. The thing that jumped out about Salty Cat was that it's high quality ingredients at a lower price point. The way you're talking, you sound like you have a graduate degree in business.
I have a master's in taxation.
Yeah, I knew there was something really fancy. Like what did you call that? I had to buy less expensive cat food for my cat, and you called it spend down or something. I'm like, wow, that sounds like fancy talk from a graduate school somewhere. You basically were constrained financially. You're sitting there with a big baby in your tummy, or a big tummy with a little baby in it, and you're driving trucks, and you're organizing. We all forgot. It's a short memory we have that PPE and masks and gowns were in short supply, and they were either good quality or bad quality. And you're managing Amish families while feeding your cat
With
cheaper
handwritten
food.
notes. There's no
No
email,
way.
it's all handwritten notes.
Oh, because they're Amish.
Yep.
Oh, that gave me a chill. Handwritten notes.
Yeah.
Wow. That is, talk about a woman who's an entrepreneur. Is like, I can do this. Thank God I still remember how to write because the next generation only knows how to type. So you feed your cat cheap food, cheaper slash cheap, and your cat is sick. And you think, wait, you say, And then you start calling canneries to figure this out. I would call this highly motivated. You sound like somebody who should, I don't know, fix governments or fix something, because it's great that you came up with a fix for less expensive, high quality cat food. That is a great niche, and I don't know anyone else who's in it. You're either supermarket brands or you're fancy. So and you find this cannery that says, sorry, only ocean fish. You're like, great, ocean fish, love it. No heavy metals, or maybe there are, I don't know. But anyway, that's really quite something. So you put this out to the world with your computer. You didn't send personalized notes to pet stores to carry it.
Yes. No, no. So, well, I learned then how to formulate. Originally, it was just autodidactic, and then we hired pet food scientists and nutritionists, and so I learned what goes into making pet food, and it struck me as why is it so expensive? And yes, there
Mhm.
are macroeconomics at play. Like there is a war going on, so oil is surging, which goes into if you have a lickable that's made out of plastics, which is made out of oil.
Oh,
So you are going to see the macroeconomics and surges as well when you're looking at shipping charges going with the Strait of Hormuz being closed. And so you are going to see that impact. But if you remove those macroeconomic indicators that are happening right now, and you just look straight at what does it cost to create a can of pet food, you're paying for marketing and corporate salaries.
okay.
And when you're paying for those things and you remove them, what do you have left? And that's where we came in. We said we can have an inclusive premium recipe where no, we can't have fancy proteins in place, but what we can do is we can remove a lot of that corporate glut. And so I have set up my salaries in Pet Crew that they're like a socialist salary where we all get
Wow.
when we have those
Wow.
salaries at our levels like this, we've been able to take out that corporate glut. We've been able to scale and grow to be right now, Salty Cat is the second fastest growing cat food brand in America. And so
Seriously.
we remove, so it
Wow.
benefits both the external parties and the internal parties.
Social salaries. I've never heard that phrase. It's fascinating. Everybody gets paid the same.
Everybody in our tiers, so in our locked group of tiers, and there's everybody is adjusted for wherever you are. We have a lot of global workers, and we have in the US, there's different spots in the US. And so we have social adjustments for that. And it's really powerful because it makes me really proud. I will share with you one little tidbit is that we have a small team overseas, and I've adjusted their salaries to be that of on the social status in the US base, and all of them have been able to buy houses since working for Pet Crew. And it is
Wow.
touching, and same with the US based employees. And it's really powerful. And it goes along with our brand, inclusive premium. You don't have to buy super expensive food because you're paying towards marketing and corporate glut. And so that's why you should buy Salty Cat is that you look at our recipes, they're simple, you can read every ingredient. And we're true believers in what we create and what we put to market and how we can make the world better.
So are people constantly writing you and saying, can I come work for you? If I was of an age looking for a job, I'd be like, this would be such a wonderful environment. We're all in it together. We're doing good for each other, for other people. When do people get that experience in the modern world? They're mostly looking over their shoulder. You're going to take my job? Is my job secure? Who got more than me? Who's working harder than me? All these things that happen in a company if you all happen to be working in the same space of basically internal competition. The people who are your colleagues are actually potentially your enemies, they're frenemies. But in a situation like yours, everybody's in this together for a shared goal, a shared good. What is the country that you have your global workers in?
We have several countries. We have Ireland, Portugal,
Wow,
Thailand, and the Philippines. Those are our countries covered.
really?
Mhm.
Why Ireland and Portugal? That surprises me. Not the Philippines and Thailand so much because they do a lot of food processing there and they
Mhm.
have a lot of food processing facilities. But Ireland and Portugal strike me as unusual.
Well, we hired Ireland is we hired somebody originally and just to do some small copywriting years ago, and then it bloomed into a full time job, and then same with Portugal as well. And so it's pretty cool how we start going back to your original statement though, of like, do we have a lot of people always reaching out to work with us? The answer is yes. We had one little post for an internship. We're hiring right now for an internship, and we have more jobs. We have about 4 more jobs we're going to post in the next quarter. And it's the first little post just on social media. We got 54 applicants in a couple hours. And it's just like a little blurb, a little story.
To
And
be an
so,
intern, to be an unpaid intern.
oh, I don't believe in unpaid internships. Absolutely
Oh,
not.
of course you
No,
don't. Of
no,
course you don't. That's not your ethos. You
no.
don't want to, you have slave labor, which is what internships are.
They
Good for
are, and yeah,
you.
you can say you're going to learn, but you can learn and also earn a wage because nobody's time is free.
Wow. That's so cool. That's just totally cool. You have some supplements that are in a squeezable. I don't know whether they're quite come to market yet, but this isn't
They
going to
are.
air today. But I loved the idea that they were lickables because that's how people like to interact with their cats. But the lickable
Exactly.
have an ingredient that is a wellness. It does something functionally, right?
That is correct. We have lickables, and so we have several different types. One is chilling out. So on the, it's just a fun way to have play with your cat and calm them down. And then we have Good Fur Day, and so and then because we all need that good fur day, and then Happy Tummy because we all know hot girls have the issues, the GI issues.
Oh,
So
wow.
hot girl cats have them too, and hot boy cats too. Um,
So
we
you
we
had those experts gave you ideas about
Yes,
what to input into the lickable, and then you sourced that ingredient from, looks like you do your research. You found the most excellent, affordable, ethical place you could get it. I'm making this up, but I'm guessing now that I've met you, yeah, you didn't just take something off a shelf from a slow boat from wherever.
no, we've worked with food scientists, and they also help us source based off of companies that they've worked with that they can trust the ingredients. And so we source a lot of our ingredients from the U.S. and Europe as well as Thailand. Those are our main places for sourcing. And our facility is in Thailand, and we have such a beautiful partnership with them. And it's they really helped us grow, and we've helped them grow too. So
That's
it's a
really
win for both
nice.
parties.
I think it's quite amazing that I didn't even understand how teeny this idea was when you had it, but it grew from desperation is really the wrong word, but an actual need that you had, an actual issue that you had. And you decided to come up with a solution for everybody, which is a rather socialist idea. I think more of us need to think in terms of all of us, not just us. What can I get? How much can I make? How can I get away with whatever? And think, how does this work for everybody? It's very touching. And now I understand the name, salty being spicy. And I'm glad the kitty recovered from the cheap food. That was really good. Can people can't get salty cat in a supermarket? I don't imagine. That's
You
like a
can.
you can?
You can buy Salty Cat in many supermarkets, only on the East Coast right now. We haven't penetrated to the West Coast in supermarket. We are in Walmart in all 50 states. I'm sorry, in May.
Wow.
May, we launched Chewy. We're on Amazon. So you can,
That's really impressive because my understanding about supermarkets from the little that I learned when my father and Paul Newman started Newman's Own, to get an item on a shelf in a supermarket, you pay a massive amount of money. Even if it's not at eye level, which shelf you're on counts. You pay to get into a supermarket, which is something people don't understand. So to get there, to reach more people, you pay a lot of money because you want to reach the regular people who are regularly shopping for everything in one place.
yes. Wait, so your dad was Paul Newman?
Yeah, no, my father and Paul Newman started Newman's Own. But when they first tried to put the salad dressing into supermarkets, they had to hire a company that only does that, that only
So that's part of
places.
my inspiration because Paul Newman's Own, they also give back.
Yeah, yeah,
And that was when I was like, man, I need to figure out a way that works. It's better. And that was one of the companies that I thought they did it right. And
yeah.
they did it right.
So Roz does the same thing, and I could introduce you to Janet Scott, who was the one of the original holistic pet food inventors, developers with her husband Jim, and it was called Wellness. Mother Hubbard before that, and they sold it when their sons both had catastrophic accidents. When they start, I know, When they started Roz, they gave 100% of their profits to three different charities. Now, they aren't startups like you are because they had a background, but I will introduce you to them because they are good people, like you're good people. And the more people in the pet industry that can come together to make good food for pets, but also feel like they're giving back to society, it's an inspiration to all of us, Allison. So I will introduce you to Janet Scott. My father and Paul Newman are both dead, so I can't introduce you to them. But they inspired a lot of people, and Roz, the Scotts are an inspiration there, and I'm sure
Yes.
they would love to talk to you because they also make cat food, but you know what? There's room for everybody in their
Great.
own
That's
way.
really neat.
So this is great. I'm glad to meet you.
Likewise.
Congratulations on Salty Cat having been picked out of all those 10,000 booths to be like given the fairy dust with the fairy wand by the PR people at Global Pet Expo. You deserve it. And I didn't even understand how much. Keep on keeping on. It's wonderful. Take
Right
care. And
on.
I look forward to seeing more products for you and more success and find out who you're going to give back to because that's next on your list.
You know it is.
Thank you, Allison. Take care.
Thank you, Tracy. Take care.